Hi everyone! Today we are going to look at the problem container with most water. So let's first read through the problem description. You are given an integer array height of length n. There are n vertical lines drawn such that the two endpoints of the ith line are I0 and I height I. Find two lines that together with the x-axis form a container such that the container contains the most water. Return the maximum amount of water a container can store. Notice that you may not slant the container. Let's first look at the visual representation of the problem. So here you can see the bars, which are representative for each element of the array. So the first bar has a height of 1, the second one has a height of 8, and the third one a height of 6, and so on. Now you can see that one possible area would be between the bar at index 1 and the bar at index 8. To calculate the x-axis value, we have to pick the higher index and subtract the lower index. So it would be 8 minus 1, which would be 7 for the x-axis. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we also have to pick the lower bar for the other parameter we need for the calculation, and this would be 7. So we have 7 times 7, which would result in 49. To translate this formula into code, I have written it here in line 10. So to calculate one of the areas, we look at two different bars and pick the bar which is smaller with the math min formula. Then we multiply it with the result of right pointer minus left pointer. Okay, so now we know how to calculate the area and know what problem we have. So the next step would be that we think about a brute force solution. For this, let's jump over to Miro because I have prepared it here. So here we have the same values like here. I just copied them over. And now for the brute force solution, we could place two pointers to the bars at index 0 and 1, calculate the area, and then we could move the right pointer forwards, calculate the area for 6 and 1, then for 2 and 1, 5 and 1, 4 and 1, 8 and 1, 3 and 1, and 7 and 1. Then we could move the left pointer forwards, put the right pointer back here, then we would calculate the area for 8 and 6, 8 and 2, 8, 5, 4, 8, 3, 7. Then again we would move forwards the left pointer, and again we would continue like before, and this we would continue until we would be at the end of the array. But as you can see, we have a lot of comparisons and calculations here. There's an easier way to do this. So instead of doing this, let's think about the problem again. We want to find the biggest area. That means we need to make sure that both elements of the area get the highest value possible. To start with the biggest value on the x-axis, we place our pointers on the first index, so I mean index 0, and on the biggest index, because then we would have a value on the x-axis of 8. So let's jump back to the code. I have a few variables, so this would be the biggest area. We are giving it an initial value of 0. Then we have the left pointer, we put it on the index of 0. The right pointer is put at height length minus 1, And also we have the area, which will be the intermediate calculated area we defined here. First we calculate the area of 1 and 7. So we would pick the smaller value, which would be 1, and times 8 would be 8. So we first place our pointers at index 0 and index 8, and then we calculate the area. So the smaller value times the x-axis, which is 8, so we have 8. So now we have to move our left pointer forwards, because we need to maximize both the height values. And because 7 is greater than 1, it makes sense to move the left pointer. So we always have to check which of the two heights is smaller, and then we move the pointer which is at the smaller value. We calculate the area again for 8 and 7, and then we check which value of the pointer is smaller. So 7 is smaller, so we have to move our right pointer down. And we calculate again, move the pointer, and in this case both are the same. So that means it doesn't matter which one you choose. So you can choose for your logic how you want to do this. I will move the right pointer backwards again, and it's still smaller than 8. Still smaller, smaller, smaller. And then we have the case that both pointers will arrive at the same value. Then we know we are done with our calculations. So let's jump to the code. I prepared it. So we need to create one loop which is responsible to move our pointers. And also at the beginning we will calculate the area. Then we will check if the calculated area is bigger than the biggest area, and if yes, we will set the biggest area to the area. Then, as I showed you before, we will check if the height of the left pointer is smaller than the height of the right pointer, and if so, we move the left pointer up, and in all other cases we will move the right pointer to the left. And then when we are finished, we return the biggest area. And when we click on submit, we see that we pass. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks a lot for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye!